Hi there, it's Jodi, and I have a fun new card for you today. It's made with the Circle Sayings stamp set. This is a really cool stamp set. It's 14 pieces, it's photopolymer, and it's got these really unique circle or half circle images, and then these fun greetings. I love the font on here, they're just very fun. What's really cool about this, you can get just the stamp set, but it's bundled with a 2 3/8 inch circle punch, which is really fun because I love my dies and I love die cutting and all of the detail, but sometimes I just want a good old punch I can quickly use without having to get out my die cutting machine and all that. So I love the 2 3/8 inch punch, and it fits with these different images. Thinking about using this as my featured stamp set in my July card club. I think so. I've got a different plan for June, but this one I think would be great for July to make some quick and easy cards using that punch. Okay, so let's get going. This card also features our new in colors. So let me see if I can get them all. Pebbled Path, Boho Blue, Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, and Moody Mauve. So these are the new in colors. I'm actually going to use all of them together on one card. So the Pebbled Path is my card base. And so it is 8.5 by 5.5. I fold it in half, use my bone folder to get that nice crisp fold. And then I'm going to set my pieces on in this arrangement. So if you notice, so my individual strips are 5 1/4 inches by 1 inch. And so usually when I cut a layer for the front of my card, it's 5 1/4 by 4 inches. That's a pretty standard like mat size to put on the card front. So by doing this 5 1/4 in each one of them 4, I'm creating that same 1/8 of an inch border around all of the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and put some, oh, and this shows you the pretty hearts on the back. Actually, I have my pile. So there's these in the package of In Color designer paper. There's this pattern that's got the little lines and the hearts. And then the other pattern is this polka dot and then the big chunky stripes. So when you order the In Color designer paper, it is 6 by 6. And then you get several sheets in each color with each pattern all double-sided. Okay, back to this. So let's put some adhesive on each of these strips. And like I said, I want to leave about 1/8 of an inch at the top. So I'm just going to start that, kind of look at it left to right. And the amount of space I leave there is about how much I want left at the top. So that's my guide, just eyeballing it to be approximately 1/8 of an inch all around. Then my Wild Wheat. So again, that top color is called Moody Mauve. Now that one is Wild Wheat. This one is Boho Blue. And then finally will be Copper Clay. I really do like this copper color. It's not metallic, you know, it's just a regular color like our other ones, but it really does work well to bring in that copper color. And then we do have like some metallic embellishments that really draw that out. So again, Pebbled Path is the card base, and then the other 4 colors make up the rest of the card. These strips are 5 1/4 by 1 inch. Super easy to chop those out. Now the fun part, the focal point. This is a piece of basic white cardstock, 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And this is thick. The reason I chose my thick basic white is because I'm going to color with some Stampin' Blends. And so you always want to use the thick cardstock for coloring with blends. This is our new Boho Blue. And then this is that Celebrate. Let me pull the stamp set in again. It's this image right here. And so I'm going to ink that up on the boho blue and then stamp that right in the center. Actually, I'm going to do it just a little bit below center because I'm going to punch it out. Okay, so I'll stamp that. That's boho blue. And then I'm going to take Pebbled Path ink. So this is the color of the card base. And I'm going to stamp the cupcake image right in the center of that circle. I love that it's photopolymer. If it was not, I would struggle lining that up. So I love that it's photopolymer, really easy for placement. Now, until I designed this card, I had only colored with Stampin' Blends using our Memento black ink. This time though, I'm going to color right over the Pebbled Path ink. I wasn't sure how it would work, but at least for the little bit of coloring I'm doing here, it seemed to work just fine. So normally you want that that Memento ink, but like I said, it seemed to work okay, so I'm sticking with it. This is Wild Wheat, and this is the light shade, and you can see there's the bullet end and the brush end. I like to use the brush end simply because I don't have patience to color with the bullet end. So I'm just going to kind of touch at the top of the cupcake wrapper and pull the color down. The Stampin' Blends can kind of bleed a little bit, the alcohol marker, and so I just go on the inside. I don't want to go even right up to the line because it will bleed into the line and get where I actually want it to be. Okay, so I just add the light shade, and then I'm going to go back with the dark one, still Wild Wheat. That's the color, right? Yeah, Wild Wheat. And I'm just going to go over these lines. So they're lines that are already part of the stamped image, and I'm just going over them, hit those little dots. And so that gives me the colored little cupcake wrapper on the bottom. And then I'm going to use Rococo Rose. No, Rococo Rose. Why did I say that color? I think that's a color we used to have. Rococo Rose. That came out of nowhere. This is Moody Mauve. Just pretend you didn't hear that. Moody Mauve. That's funny. Light shade of Moody Mauve. And I'm going to do the same thing. Just kind of go along the edges, pulling the color toward the center. And I'm going to go right in there on all those little spots. That's funny. I have no idea where that came from. I haven't said Rococo Rose in years. Huh. Subconsciously, apparently, this color reminds me of it. Okay, so then I'm going to pull the dark shade of Moody Mauve, not to be confused with any other color. And again, just hit on some of the lines already in the image. And then what I want to do is just kind of go back with the light shade and just pull a little bit more color out. Add a little bit more on the bottom, just to give it a little more depth. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take our 2 3/8 circle punch. I like to hold it upside down, hold the edge of the paper and slide it in. This way I can line it up and see exactly where it's going. Pop it out. It's that easy. That's why you want to make sure you always have scrap paper underneath when you're using Stampin' Blends, in addition to the thick cardstock. Now, what I could do is just attach it right here, and it would be a cute enough card. But I want to add one more thing. I'm going to take some adhesive and just put it in this general area. And then I took, I believe it was 12 inches. Let me verify that. Yeah, about 12 inches of the boho blue ribbon, one of our new ribbons. And I'm going to take it and just kind of start up here and let it loop down, and then push it into the adhesive again. Let it loop down and push it into the adhesive again. So I can trim. Do I have? Yep. Let me trim just a little bit off of there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my circle and add that with Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm actually just going to put a couple dimensionals on either side of the ribbon, and then I'll just set that down into it. The reason I do that is because I want to make sure that the dimensionals are on the flat part of the card instead of on the ribbon, because I don't feel like it would lay as flat if part of it was on the ribbon and part of it was on the flat card. So then my cupcake piece wouldn't be flat, and that would bug me because little things like that just do. So I set it on there like that. And there you have a really quick and creative card. So much fun with this Circle Sayings stamp set. Love this set. Like I said, I might be doing this in July for my card club. But this is just a great way to share those new in colors with you. And just like I said, a really easy, quick card that you could duplicate, have some birthday cards on hand, and ready to send. I'll put some links in the comments here so that you can take a look at these different products in my online store. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.